Of All Saints Church Community Center, I would like to welcome all of you for this very important moment in time. My name is David Opheim, and I'm the priest, director, incumbent of this amazing place. We have about 9 staff people who are meeting the needs of about 150 people 4 days out of the week who come through this drop-in. We meet the needs of female sex trade workers, specifically on Friday mornings. And we also operate a drop-in just north of here at Toronto's Dan Harrison site for housing. And we meet the needs of a number of people who come through the drop-in and that site every day. So this seems like a strategic and perhaps perfect location for Freedom 90 to be with us today for the press conference. And especially during this week, which is a week designated by the food banks across Canada to target ending hunger. So, without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to your most capable people who have arrived for this. All strong women from the looks of it, and I will step aside. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you very much, David. Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Marcia Fox, and I'm the chairperson for the meeting, the get-together this morning. And we'd like to welcome everyone to All Saints Church. Thank you to all of our visitors who've come, to the members of the press who've come, and we really would like to thank All Saints Church and their staff for opening up the church for us to be here today. And as I said, I'm from Newmarket. I am a volunteer. I work on a community meal up at St. John Chrysostom in Newmarket, and I'm also a member of the steering committee of Freedom 90, which you'll hear a lot about. It's the Union of Food Bank and Emergency Meal Program Volunteers. And along with me today are other people, 3 of whom you see seated beside me, and 1 of whom you'll also be introduced because they're up in Sudbury. We're all volunteers, and we're here representing ourselves as individual volunteers. We're not here representing our board of directors. We haven't been picked by our board of directors, and we have not been picked by our staffs or the organizations who we volunteer with. We're here as volunteers and as inaugural members of Freedom 90. And I'd like you to meet some of the members of the group. With us we have Susan Pratt, who's a volunteer with St. Matthew's House of Hamilton and some other groups that you might also speak to. Teresa Porter, who's also from Newmarket. She's a volunteer with Lunch at My Place, which is sponsored by Trinity United Church in Newmarket. Carmela Natalizio, who's a volunteer with the Out of Coal program at Blythewood Road Baptist Church in Toronto. And on Skype we have from Sudbury, Judith Trolson, who is with their Out of the Coal program. And she is present, I should say, online also with some of the volunteers. The wonders of technology. Yeah. So, just to say, once again, we are volunteers from food banks and emergency meal programs across Ontario, and we as a group disagree strongly with Premier McGuinty's decision to not raise social assistance rates. They were only raised by 1%. The government also postponed the next installment of the Ontario Child Tax Benefit in the most recent Ontario budget. It was both of these decisions that will ensure that people of Ontario will continue to rely on food banks and emergency meal programs in our communities. Premier McGuinty said that his government has several indicators that show that they are achieving the poverty reduction goals. And he has said that the government's most recent reports that they feel that they're making strong progress. Well, we disagree. We are the volunteers, and the most important poverty indicator to us is whether people are still coming to the food banks and meal programs because they do not have enough money to be able to supply themselves with the necessities of life, which include food. How can the Ontario government's plan achieve its strategy to reduce poverty when in its recent food budget it raised Ontario Works by $6 a month an Ontario Disability Support Program by $10 a month. An increase of $6 or $10 certainly isn't enough for a person to buy enough food for even one more day in the month. In our experience, more and more people are coming every year to our programs. The government's poverty reduction strategy is not adequate. We believe that Premier McGuinty's government needs to do more. And now I'd like to call on some of the other people